So, welcome to the piano room, John.
Thank you.
We're here for another session of Meet the Team, and I'm here today with John Harrison, who is our chef here at Promis Hay Farm. So, Promis has been a pioneering eating disorder unit for over 30 years. Food is such an important part of our programme. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you do and healthy eating at Promis?
Yeah, I think at the root of everything we do at Promis, I think the start is good food. We use local producers, not very many food miles, and everything's cooked fresh daily. We don't actually do the menus till the mornings anyway, so we generally see what people are in the mood for, what the weather's doing. And then we often crack out the barbecue. There's always a couple of choices for lunch and dinner. There's normally at least 2 or 3 choices. There's always a fish dish, a meat dish, and a vegetarian or vegan dish, depending who's in with us at the moment. Lobster's one of our specialities, and that's many people's favourite. We're really lucky because we're quite close to Folkestone here. So the lobsters come straight from Folkestone, they're not even 15 miles away. So they're beautiful. We've got some really good local producers of meat as well. We use a greengrocer from Margate, and a lot of stuff's grown in and around the fields in Margate. Some specialist stuff comes from other places. We try and keep as local as we can, and all the vegetables we have are in season and as local as possible.
You cater for vegetarians and vegans?
Yeah, vegetarians and vegans get well looked after here. I was vegan for a month not long ago, so I understand the troubles and the tribulations of it.
I feel that the kitchen is such a hub of Hay Farm.
Yeah, it's lovely that we've got an open kitchen at Hay Farm, so it's not selected, kept away from the patients that come and stay with us. It's people can walk through and come and chat and ask questions all day long, and it's actually encouraged people to do that. We like people to come in. It's much easier serving people food they like than food that we like them to eat. So we try and incorporate as many different styles of foods and whatever people like to eat. We try and cook that as much as possible, whilst keeping a healthy slant on things. We use lots of good oils, good butters. We make our own stocks from scratch. We don't use any sugar in our cooking at all, and we just use natural sweeteners, the vegetables and things like that. And we have desserts 3 times a week, with sugar-free desserts. And we also do cooking demonstrations about how to replicate some of the dishes that we do. We often do days where we can teach people how to make soups or dressings or sugar-free cakes. And there's quite a few recipes that we've got in the kitchen that are helpful and handy, and we can always give them to people to go home with. So
I think that Nick and I were talking here last week about how so often our patients come to us and have spent months on their own or in isolation, and coming here to Promis and sitting at a table with their peers and the staff having lunch, being able to come in the kitchen and get involved, talk to you, creates that really lovely family open atmosphere that a lot of people have been missing. I think for me, working in admissions, John, one of the things that I enjoy speaking to prospective patients the most about on the phone is the programme that we offer here around treating eating disorders and food, because as we were saying before, a lot of our patients haven't been taking very good care of themselves when they're in active addiction. And I also, like you've just said, about grounding our patients with healthy, structured eating, because I think a lot of our patients don't realise that sometimes not eating can exacerbate their anxiety, for example.
So I'm training at the moment to be a nutritionist. Every Monday I now spend in grown-up clothes, as I call them, and I get a chance to sit down with patients and actually have a one-to-one, and we go into a diet history, any help people need with diets.
And we were talking earlier on about the fact that you've now introduced to doing demos here on a Wednesday for patients, which I just think is such a wonderful tool to arm our patients with, because again, a lot of our patients don't really know how to cook and take care of themselves.
Yeah, it all goes back to knowledge, basically. The more we know about food, the more we can help ourselves. So if people can't cook a certain dish, or be struggling with making soups or dressings, any type of food, then what we do, we generally find out what people want to learn, and then on the Wednesday afternoon we have an hour in the kitchen when I can go through bits and pieces, how to do this, sugar-free cake recipes, how to make dressings, how to make soups from scratch. And the more people get involved with the cooking and they understand flavour pairings, I think it's only going to ever do people good for their diets.
To encourage. And I know it's getting close to lunchtime now, John, so I'm going to let you get back to your kitchen, but thank you so much for talking to me today.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.